This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. First, the Chalk Festival, and now Thunder by the Bay leaving Sarasota. After talks of relocating to Payne Park, the annual Biker Fest and fundraiser announced today it's moving its 19th annual event to other venues outside the city limits. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us with both sides of this story. Ray.
Yeah, plenty of sides here, Haley. You got the charity, the city, downtown residents, and also downtown merchants. For 18 years, Thunder by the Bay has revved up downtown with this annual weekend party along Main Street. Event organizers say last year alone drew 90,000 people and caused a financial impact of $9 million for the area, as well as money going back to Suncoast Charities for Children. So why move? Well, the press release says in part the decision was prompted by the city's position to substantially increase fees and charges. And it wasn't just that.
We wanted to look at everything: location, growth, fees of all sorts that it takes to put on an event, and that all went into consideration when we made our decision.
So in a few months, Thunder by the Bay will move their 19th annual to the premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch with a Friday night block party in Gulfgate. And while some downtown merchants and residents are glad to see the festival move, saying it caused more hassle than it was worth, others are unhappy.
It's been here around for a long time. It gives a lot of these merchants free advertising.
I'm extremely disappointed. It's unfortunate because downtown Sarasota is going to lose tens of thousands of dollars in revenue that Thunder by the Bay brought in.
Ron Soto is president of the Downtown Merchants Association.
We've lost the Chalk Festival. Now we're losing Thunder by the Bay. We're losing all the really ones that bring hundreds of thousands of people downtown. And the whole idea of our Merchants Association is to bring people downtown.
City Manager Tom Barwin wasn't available for an on-camera interview, but he did send us 2 emails about Thunder by the Bay moving out of Sarasota. As for Nicondri's press release that blamed the increased fees for the decision, Barwin said Thunder by the Bay's idea to go to Payne Park this year would have been a much larger footprint and use of public property, and therefore would have cost twice as much, or nearly $5,000. Barwin also pointed out the city paid $46,000 last year in police overtime, which the city covered. Thunder by the Ranch.
Rockin' and riding out at the ranch, but we'll still call it Thunder by the Bay.
So the 19th annual event runs January 5th through the 8th, mostly in Lakewood Ranch, also in Gulfgate, Haley.
So, Ray, did we hear that right, that the city manager says the fee doubled because using Payne Park would actually have been more expensive than Main Street? Yeah,
he said a bigger space there. But Nicondri also admits it was other fees as well, including the so-called damage deposit at Payne Park was $7,000. She says the equivalent deposit in Lakewood Ranch is just $2,000.
And more money that they can raise for Suncoast Charities for Children. All right, thank you, Ray. Mosaic has a message to the public today. Sorry. The company's senior vice president of phosphates apologizing at the Polk County Commission meeting for not disclosing to the public sooner about a sinkhole that dumped more than 200 million gallons of toxic wastewater into a water source for millions of Floridians. Mosaic officials say they did immediately notify the EPA and the DEP, as well as commissioners, when the incident first happened 3 weeks ago. The company maintains that this is not a threat to public health. And the Florida Department of Environmental Protection reiterates tonight that the affected water has been contained, but out of an abundance of caution, testing will continue. As we reported yesterday, though, some environmentalists and residents still have their concerns. An expansion application for Mosaic's Wingate phosphate mining site has some Manatee County residents concerned as well, especially in light of the sinkhole incident in Mulberry. Many of the residents use well water from their properties, and they're concerned about contamination.
Well, you're cooking with it, you're cleaning with it, you're bathing with it. It's a natural resource that you use. Yeah. And they shouldn't be allowed to tamper with a natural resource that's taken for granted for people who live on wells.
Mosaic responded in a statement provided to ABC7 today and assured the residents who live near the site that their water remains safe. As for the application to expand, a meeting on the issue has been moved from this month to January. Governor Rick Scott is requesting President Obama issue a major disaster declaration for Florida following Hurricane Hermine. That declaration would provide federal resources to help with recovery efforts for affected communities and businesses. Along with damage and widespread power outages, the storm, as we know, caused some major flooding. And now for a check on our forecast today, we'll head over to Bob.
Well, a different story today. No tropical systems around at all, Haley. In fact, rain was down across most of the state as a result of some dry air that has moved on in. As far as our current conditions go, we are looking at generally partly cloudy skies right now, and it looks as though we won't see much chance for rainfall over the upcoming days as a result of a high pressure system, which is really bringing some dry air in. 83 degrees right now, the heat index at 89. That's what it feels like. And the dew point is at 73. Winds are calm, so not much of a breeze out there. We had just a few showers, mainly inland today, and for the most part, the state was pretty much void of any significant heavy rainfall for a long period of time. There are some showers in southeast Highlands County right now, and some activity just dropped about 0.3 of an inch of rainfall into eastern Manatee County around 4 o'clock today. Dry air has kind of entrained into our area, and it looks like it will stick around for at least another day. Details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. After more than 30 years, the Suncoast cold case is finally closed. Sarasota County Sheriff's investigators say they have found the man responsible for the 1985 beating of Doris Walker. Detectives say Walker was severely attacked by her then boyfriend, Alan Schultz. The beating left Walker a paraplegic, and in 2004 she died from medical complications. This would have upgraded the charges against Schultz to homicide, but he had disappeared. The sheriff's office released an age progression photo of Schultz in 2014 in hopes of tracking him down, and then a break in the case.
The Fugitive Apprehension Unit went through a bunch of records and ended up finding out that he had moved to North Carolina and was living under an assumed name. He was married and had a stepchild and lived there until he died.
Sherwood died from cancer in 2003, and since his body was cremated, investigators compared fingerprints from his 1988 Collier County arrest and identified a positive match to his 1985 Sarasota arrest. The search for the next superintendent of Sarasota County Schools is down to 4. The school board narrowing down the list of applicants today. That includes Todd Bowen, who already works in the district as the executive director of career, technical, and adult education. The 3 other are out of the district but have experience in Florida. The candidates will be in Sarasota in October to meet with school board members, be interviewed, and tour the district and community. The new superintendent is expected to be introduced on the 18th. They'll succeed Lori White, who is set to retire in February. Sarasota City and county officials learning from a successful homeless shelter in Tallahassee today in an effort to fix the problem on the Suncoast. The Kearney Center for Comprehensive Emergency Services is a facility built from a public-private partnership. Staff there spoke to Sarasota City and county leaders about successfully helping the homeless with a dignified approach. The center's founder believes that success can translate to Sarasota.
We've created a safe, respectful environment. It's healthy. There's no bed bugs. There's no communicable diseases. There's nobody with knives and guns. There's no fighting at night.
We're at a point now where we really need to do something, but we need to have a good plan.
Some county and city leaders recently visited that shelter in Tallahassee, and another visit is planned in the coming months. Don't blink or you'll miss a lot in the Rosemary district. We were just struck by how fast this building went up at the corner of Lemon and Boulevard of the Arts. The Elan Rosemary will now include nearly 300 apartments and a parking garage. The city says there are 1,000 apartments and condos going up in the Rosemary district and another 1,000 in the downtown area, not to mention all of the new hotel rooms. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, more information about the suspect in the New York and New Jersey bombings and what his dad says about contacting authorities about his son years ago. And how this case has made its way onto the campaign trail as both presidential candidates lay out how they would handle national security.
Across America with Mega Jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
Hello, America. I'm John Crow. It's Tuesday, September 20th, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $15 million. To win that jackpot, you must bet these 5 white balls plus that gold mega ball. Now, let's see if I can make you a millionaire tonight. Our first winning number tonight is 2. That's followed by 62. Up next, we have 34. Your next number is 22. And your final white ball for this Tuesday evening is 72. Now for the Mega Ball. Tonight's Mega Ball number is 2. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 2, 62, 34, 22, 72, and the gold Mega Ball is 2. Now, if no one matches all 6 numbers, Friday's jackpot could be $20 million. Good luck and play on, America.
The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View, keeping fall vegetables fresh in our Florida heat. An author talks about love and lust, plus the Dr. Dave band and the best cheese pizza.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Attention. This is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Bob, we're lucky to say for the moment, nothing really of concern in the tropics.
Right,
now.
not bad at all. You
Yeah.
know, I used to say October is our big month here, though, so we have to keep an eye on that because that is usually the storms that have an impact on us do occur in October. Anyway, nothing like that now. We didn't have any storms around, really, just a few isolated cells. Get a look at the Lakewood Ranch webcam. You can see off in the distance there, you'll see one towering cumulonimbus cloud coming into the picture a little bit later. There it is. That was around 7:30, 8 o'clock. That was all the way over in Wauchula, so that's how high up that storm got, pretty high, 35,000 feet. And get a look at this photo. This is a great one. This is labeled Blowing a Rainbow Kiss. And just in the middle of your screen right there on the left-hand side there, it looks like the face. And then the rainbow shooting out of the mouth right there. Appreciate that. That was shot today around Whitfield. Ray Rodriguez shooting that. And again, nice shot right there. We appreciate that. Well, here's some weather headlines. A few coastal morning showers are possible again. Not many. Looks to be okay. And then the red tide continues in several areas. I know Fred Seeger was out at Longboat Key tonight reporting dead fish still washing ashore and some folks complaining of some respiratory problems there. And summer heat will continue despite the fact that fall is shortly coming up here pretty quickly. A low pressure area off the Carolina surface or the coast there continuing to move off toward the northeast. You can see a few spotty showers inland still winding down now in southeast Highlands County. And notice these, a few showers have popped up recently off in the Gulf of Mexico, indicating that land breeze may be developing. A few showers along the coast tomorrow morning, working their way on shore, but no rain out anticipated as some dry air has really started to move in. 83 though, it's still warm. The dew point at 73 and the humidity at 72%. Winds are calm and the pressure is falling slightly. The high today was 91, above average, and this morning's low was really warm at 77 degrees. No rainfall to report today, and it should stay dry for the most part all day tomorrow over most areas. Lows tonight will be in the upper 70s and some mid 70s inland. We are anticipating temperatures to stay slightly above average over the upcoming days, especially inland areas, as a result of this high pressure ridge which will continue to dominate our weather. Well, rain over the Carolina coast due to a low pressure area. A frontal boundary lies over parts of the Colorado Rockies, extending all the way up into Wisconsin. And you can see what we have here, not a lot. In fact, the high pressure is pretty much over the top of us. And with that in mind and drier air slipping in, our rain chances will be very slow, or very low tomorrow. And a slow increase in moisture will continue on Thursday. Better chances for some showers to move in on Friday. Well, here's a look at our systems. The good news is that the tropics are quiet here in the Gulf of Mexico, but still pretty active out there in the Atlantic. And more it looks like this system is going to pass to the right of Bermuda, which would be a good sign. And it will get up to Category 2 status, we think, with 100-mile-an-hour winds by Saturday. And Lisa's doing the same thing as Ivan. It's going to stay out in the open waters of the Atlantic as it makes its way up to the north. A big shear is going to rip it apart and eventually downgrade it to a tropical low at best by the weekend. Well, the next storm up is Matthew. There are some indications we may see another storm system develop in the next week, I should say. And that storm system possibly will be a little bit further south, so we'll see how that plays out and where it may end up. But for the time being,